Well, hello everybody. Welcome back, Savard is here. Coming back with part Who cares? Seriously, who cares about the number? As long as there is a new part, as long as you watching it, everyone is happy, right? Anyways, first of all, well, we finally, or at least I finally got into 300 subscribers. Hey, great job, me. Well, what do you expect me to do? Do you expect me to say something like, "Oh, thank you guys, I really love all of you one by one, and I really hope that I will gonna always be into your expectation and always gonna give you fuck"? I'm not gonna say something like that. I got into 300, thank you guys, and instead of just talking with you, how about I give you something that you are here to watch? As a thank you. And anyways, what if Deku had his own omnitrix, what blah blah blah, whatever. Where we last left off, Izuku has gone into Metropolis to take some sort of a crystal from a guy they named Lex Luthor. In the end, and after he was stuck in his form, which is Shard, he got in a fight between the number one hero of course, Metropolis, Superman. In the end, and after a couple of fights, and O'Neill just come in and start fighting against Izuku. Izuku got hold of the kryptonite after he threw it away because Lex Luthor was about to kill Superman. In the end, he finally managed to complete the DNA of his alien and managed to go back into his human form. After defeating O'Neill and O'Neill just running away and helping Superman to defeat Lex Luthor, he just de-transformed. Superman, seeing him that he's just a kid, he told him that this time he will not gonna arrest him and everything, and told him to go back into his home and to his mother, as Izuku agreed to that. And now we continue after Izuku got back into Japan, as Izuku right now knocking on the door saying, "Alright, Izuku, take a deep breath." I wish that mom will gonna, but before he even managed to knock the door, Inko immediately opened it up and seeing Izuku in front of him, as she see her son, but he's different, with a pale skin, and the green in his eyes are getting a little bit brighter than before, and his green hair is even more, less green. It's like he's changing, he's like dying, as she seeing Izuku, she immediately hugging him and said, "Izuku, where were you? I was so worried and I thought that the villain took you in." As Izuku said, "Yeah, sorry mom, I've been kidnapped by some sort of a villain organization that tried to use my quirk to, try to create some sort of a, I don't know, it's really, my head is so hurting. Can I just take a rest?" As Inko said, of course, come Izuku," as she just making Izuku sit on the couch, and after that she calling the police, telling them, yes, All Might, he's here. He has been kidnapped by a villains, as he told me. He's, no, can you please don't come today? Should he come tomorrow into UA, or alright, but don't come tonight, don't come now because he need to take a rest, maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow. Yeah, thank you. As she closed the phone and she looking at Izuku, seeing him just looking on his watch and literally without any expression on his face. As Inko seeing Izuku, she said, "Izuku, what's happened with you? You seem like you are just a walking corpse." As Izuku said, really? It doesn't feel right. I feel like my body is not mine. My mind is, I just feel it like it's being shattered, decayed, and it's just a weird feeling in my chest. I don't know, maybe I just need a rest. As Inka said, "Alright, go and take a rest, Izuku. And you should not go into UA tomorrow. All Might will gonna come here to ask you about what happened with the villains, so he can capture them, alright?" "Alright, mom, I'm gonna go to sleep now." As after that, Izuku go into his room and slept for the night. As in the next day, he's just sitting in of course, his home, and after that, he hear a knock on the door. As Inko go and open it up, she see in front of her All Might, a couple of police officers, the chief of police, and also the detective. As All Might said, yes, Miss Midoriya, is Izuku is here? Young Midoriya's here? Oh yeah, All Might, he's here. But he's really scaring me. When I looked at him, he's just looking like he's walking corpse. It's just, I'm really scared what those villain did to my son. He didn't laugh, he didn't smile, he just so emotionless. As All Might said, don't worry, Miss Inko, whatever is happening with young Midoriya, I'm gonna make sure that he will gonna be okay. Whatever is happening. And after that, All Might come inside and seeing Izuku just sitting on the table, just looking on his watch, playing with it, just flipping the dial through the, of course, the transformation that he have. As All Might seeing Izuku, he said, young Midoriya, are you okay? As Izuku looking back at All Might, he said, oh, All Might, hey. As All Might, once he look at Izuku, he see and know what exactly, Inko were talking about. He's looking like a dead walking corpse. As All Might seeing him, he said in his mind, he's really looking bad, very bad. Alright. As he just sat down and said, young Midoriya, can I ask you what happened with you? And why did you disappear? Well, what's happened is that it's kinda hard to remember. My head is hurting me. And my wrist. As Izuku starts coughing, blessing. Damn it. As he immediately fall on the ground, and Inko coming closer to Izuku saying, Izuku, what's happening? As Izuku said, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's nothing to be worried about. As after that, All Might said, no, I think this is something to be worried about. Miss Inko, I'll have to take Izuku into UA to help him recover. Alright? As Inko said, alright, can I go with you? Of course you can come, you're his mother. As after that, All Might just taken Izuku with him into the hospital of UA, or the recovery girl, or something like that, the nurse office. And Izuku just sitting on the, right now, the bed. As of course the recovery girl said, Izuku, say as Izuku opened his mouth and said as she looked inside his mouth, she see that something weird is inside of him, like it's not normal. His veins, his blood veins inside his mouth are black. As she see that, she said, oh, you can close it. As after that, she taken an x-ray for Izuku. And when she, looking at it, she actually getting so goddamn scared. As she see his exoskeleton, but the right half of it going from his wrist into the all the right half is just basically black. His bones are black. As she seeing this, she said, oh my god, what's happening with this kid? As she taken a photo for his organs, and that even make her even more scary. She see how most of his organs are not there at all. He's basically empty from inside. No pancreas, no stomach. His literally the right side of his of course, what they call it, I forgot what it's called, whatever, the right side of his, let me remember it. Yes, his right lung is basically not there. He only have the left one. As she just seeing this, she just shaking, doesn't know if she should show this to his mother or not. As after that, Inko said, Miss Recovery Girl, is Izuku is okay? As she looking at Inko and said, oh, everything is okay, dear. All Might, can I talk with you for a minute? As after that, she just take All Might out. While Izuku's still there, just looking on the parametrics, just knocking on it, seeing what's happening with it, basically doing whatever. As after that, All Might said, what's happening, Miss Recovery Girl? As of course the detective and also the chief of police is with him. As she said, this kid is basically walking, a dead walking. He's basically dead. As All Might said, what are you talking about? As after that, the chief of police said, what do you mean, Recovery Girl? Just look on this. As she just showed them the X-ray of the exoskeleton of Izuku, the organs showing how half of his, you know, body is basically not there, is even worse than All Might injury itself. As All Might said, "What the how the? This is even worse than my injury. How is he?" I don't really know, but whatever is happening with him, he's dying, and he's dying fast. I don't think that he even have a couple of days, maybe not even hours. As All Might think this, he said, "What did those villains did to Midoriya?" As after that, he hear a sound from behind saying, "Maybe not a villain that did this, maybe someone else." As after that, All Might looking back, he see a kid with a purple hair. As he said, "Huh? Wait, are you Shinso from the general course? You are one of Izuku classmates, right?" "Yeah, and I think I can't hide it anymore. Can I tell you something, All Might?" As All Might said, "Sure." And after that, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah, Shinso starts explaining about some things, and after that, Izuku just sitting inside his room. He's just breathing, saying, "Weird. Why is there is no wind? There is no air coming out of my mouth." As after that, the recovery girl said, "Oh, don't worry, dear. Everything is okay. Just wait for All Might a couple of minutes." As after that, All Might come back into the room without smiling, at least trying to keep his smile, but he's just can't. As he said, "Young Midoriya, can I speak with you?" "Oh, yeah, All Might, of course. What is it?" "I want to ask you, do you heard about the incident inside the museum and inside, of course, inside the, what they call it, the zoo, and also the incident with the Titan?" "Oh, yeah, I heard about them all. What's with them?" "Young Midoriya, first of all, Miss Inko, can you go back into your home? We will gonna take care of Izuku from here." Alright, All Might." And after that, she just left the place, and All Might said, "Young Midoriya, are you the one that did all of this?" As Izuku, without even any expression on his face, he said, "I think it's not any need to hide it anymore, huh? Yeah, I done the zoo one and also the museum one, but I didn't attack the city. Why would I do that?" As All Might said, "Well, young Midori, I want to ask you, why did you did it?" "Because I needed power. I couldn't. It's just so complicated, and my body's hurting me." As All Might hearing this, he remembered of course, the X-rays of Izuku. As he said, "Well, you can take a rest, and after when we gonna find any sort of a solution for you, we will gonna talk about this more. But for now," as the detective come closer to Izuku and told him to give him his right arm, but Izuku was about to do that, but he said, "I think you want the left. It's better." As he just quite wondering why does Izuku not giving him his right arm, but he did not question it, as he just putting the quirk cancelling device on Izuku arm and into the bed, as basically that's not helping it with anything. Izuku is just sitting down. And All Might said, "Well, Midoriya, we will gonna leave now. I wish that you will gonna recover very soon." As everyone just leave, and after that, Shinso just come into the room as he said, "Hey, Midoriya." As Izuku said, "So, you finally told them? Good. To be honest with you, I kind of now tired from just hiding it. I'm tired from pretending that I am something that I'm not. I done a lots of bad things, things that are not at all being accepted at all. It's just, it's really just, what am I thinking? I'm not a hero, I'm just a villain." As Shinso said, "Don't talk like this. But are you seriously not the one that's done the Titan incident?" "No, at least that's what I remember. My memory was so blind that day. it was so weird. I was feeling that I being hit by strong punches, but at the same time I was sleeping. I just saw myself in that side that just I can't really understand what's happening anymore. And as Shinsu said, alright, can you tell me what is your secret, Midoriya? I'm not gonna use my quirk, just tell me. As Izuku said, I think there's no need to hide it anymore. You see, I am, but before he could continue anything, immediately the window breaking off, revealing a kid that's looking like this as O'Neill come from the window and said, sorry, but I think I'm gonna take it from here, as he immediately got hold of Izuku and immediately pressed on a button as he just disappeared with Izuku. Shinso right now on the ground and said, what the? Recovery girl, as recovery girl come back into the room and said, what's happened? Izuku has been kidnapped again. Call All Might. As after that they call All Might and All Might come into the place as he asking Shinso. He's Shinso answering him saying, just a weird looking white haired guy. He's seemed like 16 years old. Just come here and suddenly disappeared. As All Might saying this, he told everyone to search for Izuku because Izuku is no state to move. He's barely can even walk. If it wasn't for for the parametrics, at least for yet, he would have been already a long time dead. And I mean long time. I mean from the first episode, as Izuku by this time, as Izuku being teleported into the Galvan planet, as he right now on the ground coughing some plastic. Where am I? As he sees someone small from in front of him saying, so, you are Izuku Midoriya. It's finally nice to meet you in person. For a human like you, you actually done a great job creating this, but this thing is killing you and I should take it from you. As Izuku said, no, I'm not gonna, but before he managed to press on the dial of the Parametrics, O'Neill from behind coming closer and immediately put something on his hand and said, don't try it, Brett. Finally, you really ruined my life a lot of times. As Izuku said, I don't even know who the fuck you are. As, O'Neill said, yeah, whatever. And after that, he just started dragging him into a place and putting some, chains around Izuku body, just making sure that he will be not able to touch his parametrics. As Azimuth jumped closer and started looking at the parametrics, he tried to touch it, but the parametrics immediately come and was about to launch its tentacles on, of course, Azimuth. As Azimuth said, fascinating. It's a living being, parasite, huh? Very interesting. You couldn't create the same you couldn't use the same technology that I used to create the real omnitrix. So you used a living being that is able to take the DNA from other creatures and change his own DNA to change yours. Very smart, as Izuku said. Yeah, very smart indeed. What do you want? Please just don't take it. It's my only hope. As Azimuth said, your only hope? Yeah, that's very obvious. Look at yourself, kid. Your skin is pale, and you are dying. Let me show you something. As after that, Azimuth just showing the everything to Izuku, everything that he was happening with him. That the thing that, of course, the recovery girl didn't show him. As Azimuth said, you are dying. Half of your body is basically empty. Don't you feel yourself a little bit light-weighted? Don't you feel, feeling yourself that you are much more light or, lighter, not lighter, but, not as heavy as before, as Izuku said. Yeah, what about it? You are dying, kid. Look, as he just showing everything to Izuku. Izuku is quite surprised by this, but he said, what is the point anymore? I just doesn't know. My body's... my head is hurting me. As Azimuth said, alright. As Azimuth putting a device on the parametrics and said, it will gonna take a couple of minutes for this device to make the parametrics leave your hand. By this time, I think it's time for me to give you your own to do something else. As he looked back on O'Neill and start walking away, O'Neill said, "After you, Azimuth." As O'Neill just come out of the room with Azimuth, Izuku sitting there and said, "All right, damn it, look at yourself. You done a great job, Midoriya. You've been, you didn't even, you wasn't even able to get into class 1A, or at least the hero course. And 2, you was always stealing for people and killed animals inside the zoo. And 3, you was fighting against the heroes for a couple of times. And 4, you doesn't even know if you are the one that was the reason for the incident of the Titan. And 5, you attacked the hero in the city of in the city. You attacked Superman and tried to kill him just for your selfish desires. And 5, you're right now stuck inside a different planet from your own. And right now you are dying, and they about to take the only thing that you are was always using to stay strong. What a great thing indeed. What should I do now? And after that, he hear a sound saying, "So, you are Izuku Midoriya, right?" As Izuku seeing in front of him another Galvan, as he said, "Huh? And who are you?" "My name is Albedo. I was actually interested in your design. You've been actually able to create something that Azimuth himself had years needed to create. You managed to create it in a couple of months. You must be so smart than any other human on your planet. I want to ask you a question. Why do you want to use your device, the Parametrix?" "I was wanted to use it to get peace into my world. Well, that before I being, hunted down by O'Neill, or that weird overlord." As, of course Albedo said, "Interesting. Let me tell you something. I'm just gonna do this." As he immediately just press on a button and break Izuku chains. As Izuku said, "What? Why did you did this?" "Listen here, kid. I kinda hate Azimuth, and maybe with him dead, I can finally do whatever I want and to make sure that the world is also safe. That's what I need you. Azimuth having a lot of people on his back. He have Tennyson, Gwendolyn, and that weird looking overlord guy that is able to shoot weird looking energy out of his hands, and also Kevin Levin. So, let me tell you something. If you killed Azimuth, I'm just gonna help you, alright? Here." As after that, Albedo going into a little, bench and start doing some experimented, not something too complicated, as he immediately go back with something for Izuku to drink, as he said, "Here, drink this." As Izuku drank it, and immediately after that, he feel much more better, as he said, What is this? How did you..." "Don't wonder what is this. This will gonna keep you alive for a long time. Now I just need you to kill Azimuth, alright? We, both of us, will gonna be able to create a new world or a new universe where everyone can live in harmony if both of us will gonna work together. What do you say, kid?" As Izuku shaking the hand of Albedo and said, "Thank you. Alright, I'm just gonna, where he is, come after me." And after that, Izuku come with Albedo, and after that, he see in another room Azimuth working on a portal while O'Neill is getting ready to put his energy core inside the portal. As he said, "Are you sure this will gonna work, Azimuth? If it didn't work, I will gonna..." "Trust me, O'Neill. I am the smartest being inside this universe. Of course this will gonna work. I worked a lot with the timeline and time loops and time travel. Just listen." As O'Neill said, "Alright." And after that, O'Neill getting ready said, 3, 2, 1, go. As he put his hand inside his energy core inside the portal, which turned on the portal. And after that, Izuku is seeing the portal is actually working, as O'Neill said, It's actually working. It's actually working as O'Neill going closer into the portal, but of course Albedo said, "Don't let him go through this portal." As Izuku immediately pressed on the dial of the, of course, the parametrics, transforming into Izuku transformed into his kryptonite form and immediately shoot a beam of laser on the portal. O'Neill seeing this, he said, "No, don't!" But before he managed to do that, Izuku shoot the portal and the portal start to break as Azimuth said, "What have you done, you idiot? You gotta kill us all!" As after that, Izuku he said, What does he mean?" As after that, the portal starts sucking everything in. O'Neill was the first one to be sucked, being the closest one. Azimuth was the second, and after that, Izuku start, trying to hold, but he couldn't. He trying to fly away with the, of course, Albedo, but he just throw Albedo away from there as he tried to fly, but he couldn't, and immediately being sucked in. After that, Ben was here seeing this as he, tried to go after them with his other two friends with this, which is, of course, Gwen and Kevin. They tried to go there, but the portal immediately closed as Ben said, what's happened there? Albedo, what's happened? As Albedo said, "I think they died. That Midoriya has run away and I was about to capture him, but he just shot the portal of Azimuth and I think they died. As Ben said, "No, they can't be died. We need to search for them." As Gwen said, "So if they are not dead, Ben, then where do you think they go?" "I don't really know." And we cut into another place. Izuku right now in his human form and everything is just normal as he see himself in Japan. As he said, this is Japan, but where am I?" As he start walking a little bit and seeing UA. As after that, he sees some students coming out of UA as he see, Uraka and Kirishima and a couple of others as Izuku was going to hide, but he immediately hears something, "Hey, Midoriya, Izuku-kun, what are you doing here? Come." As Izuku seeing them, they just calling for him as he said, what? What are you? Hey, come on, Midoriya, let's go, eat some, some ice cream." As Izuku said, "Who are you?" "Yeah, you're now acting just stupid. Come on, Izuku, bro, let's go." As Izuku go with Kirishima and everyone else. As he said, "What's happening here? Where am I? I wonder what's happening here." As while that happening, we cut into O'Neill. That looking like this. As O'Neill said, "Well, Midoriya, see you tomorrow." And UA, "Well, see you tomorrow, O'Neill." As after that, Izuku just go in his way, and O'Neill start walking, just looking on his phone, but immediately from an alleyway, someone just got hold of his neck and smashing him into the wall after dragging him inside the alleyway. As O'Neill looking in front of him, he see his robotic version, the half robot, half human himself from the future. As the other O'Neill said, "How dare you?" As he smashed his head into the wall and O'Neill start coughing sick. "What the?" But before he continue, the other O'Neill said, "How could you?" As he throw him on the ground and after that kick him on his stomach, throwing him even farther into the alleyway. As he said, "How dare you trust him? Why did you trust him in the first place? Why didn't you kill him the moment that you saw him?" As O'Neill seeing in front of him his robotic version and said, "What are you talking about?" As he said, "Oh, I'm just gonna tell you everything. First of all, I need to use all my anger on you for the fucking stupidity of yours." And after that, O'Neill immediately kicked O'Neill on his stomach and said, "Me and you have a lot to talk about, O'Neill." And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what do you think about this part, and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Zephyr was here.